To introduce this next section, we want to start with a paper by Bo Jackson. So a little background story. Bo Jackson, or Karabo Jackson, is actually one of my thesis advisors. He's now at Northwestern University, and really bright guy, and he wrote a really fascinating paper. This paper is called A Little Now for a Lot Later. And in this, he looked at what happens when you pay students for passing grades on the AP exams. Seems like a very simple study. And this is what he wrote on it. It came out in Journal of Human Resources, which is a top economics journal. But the reason why I want to bring this up is we want to show you kind of what he does in his paper. Okay, so here's all the words of the paper, but now here is what we want to think about. The first table he includes in this paper is what he calls summary statistics. So this is going to summarize the data. All right, so what he's trying to do is summarize the types of students that are in these schools that get paid to take AP exams and passing grades in those, and students who he calls the control group, who look very much like those schools that pay students, but they actually don't pay. And so what he has for each of these, so his enrollment in these types of schools is on average, the mean is 1629, and the standard deviation is 649. So he does this for all the different types of schools. He reports the mean and the standard deviation. That way I know what it looks like between the different schools, and I can compare the schools here across time and across the different types of schools. So when we talk about summary statistics, we're really talking about mean and standard deviation, because that will tell us a lot about what our distribution looks like. So we're going to come over here. Let's erase all the work we did previous. All right, and we're going to focus on trying to find the mean and the variance, okay, or the standard deviation. So I'm going to come down all the way to the bottom. All right, and down here I want to create what I call the mean. So I want to find the mean wage. What is the average wage? Well, to do that I do equals average, and now I'm just going to highlight that whole column. So if I hit Shift, Control, up, it'll take me to the very top. I let go of Control while still holding down Shift and hit down. And that'll then highlight all of those. So this is the mean. All right, in Excel, when we do average, it's calculating the mean. Well, if I want to find, whoa, my goodness, that was like an earthquake. It actually was not an earthquake. Full disclosure, you should not be concerned. But oh, here we go. Let's see if we can get this back up and running. I just got really excited when we start talking median. Okay, now let's see, turn just a little, okay, there we go. Okay, so I want to find now the median. So for the median, I just equals, type in median, and I highlight that same exact row. All right, so the median is 4.7, the mean is 5.91. So what that tells us is the mean is just adding them all up, dividing by the number of observations. The median is line them up in a row and find the middle person. What does the 50th percentile person make? That person right there in the middle. And so this tells us that adding them up means we're going to get a higher mean than a median, which means our data is skewed to the right. But that's how we find mean and median. Now we want to find variance. Okay, so variance is equal to VAR. And now we're just going to highlight that, and there's our variance. Now our standard deviation, I hit caps lock, is equal to the square root of the variance. I'm just going to do equals square root of variance, and I get 3.71. Well, now let's do this through the command. So equals standard deviation, and I'm now going to highlight all of these, and I get the exact same number. So that's how we find the summary statistics for wages, the mean and the standard deviation. And that will tell us a lot about the shape of the data. So that's how we do summary statistics, and it's not too bad. All right.